Welcome to Let's Talk Red Hill, your source for the latest updates and insights on the Navy's progress at the Red Hill Bulk Fuel Storage Facility. This podcast is dedicated to keeping you informed, addressing your concerns, and sharing progress straight from the experts leading the way.
Hi everyone, this is Lila Castellano with NCTF's Environment and Remediation team. We're here with another mini episode of Let's Talk Red Hill. Today we're going to have a tutorial on how to find your drinking water results on the Safe Waters website. Okay, I've got a web browser open here, so let's go to the site address. And you can see at the top it's jbphh-safewaters.org. So that's our main site. If you just search JBPHH Safe Waters, it'll come right up in your search function as well. And once you've got your main page open, you're going to see there are two sides to this website. So we have the drinking water monitoring side and the Red Hill Environmental Remediation side. So today we're going to focus on drinking water. So we'll click to open the drinking water monitoring now. And once we're here, there is a lot of information that's really great on this page. So I'll just give you a quick scroll right here. But today we're going to start with our new page. It's the Well Recovery and Water Resiliency page. So I'm going to go ahead and click from our tab right here. And on this page, you're going to see where our water is sourced from. And we've got our water sources here listed, and you'll see the Waiava Shaft is our current connected water source. And we also have two others available, the Navy Aiea-Halawa Shaft and the Red Hill Shaft. So on this page, you can see listed here first the Waiava Shaft, our connected shaft, information about it, and all of the sampling results that we have. As we scroll down, we have the inactive water sources, so the two that are disconnected. So we have the Navy Aiea-Halawa Shaft, and then we also have the Red Hill Shaft, and information about their sample results. And down here, we've got some of our inspection reports as well, so you have more information available just about the different types of sampling that happened with our water sources. Now, I do want to highlight that the sampling and analysis process for our monitoring programs and all of the sampling at the shafts was all completed by third-party contractors. So the samples were collected and stayed in the custody of those third parties and then were shipped overnight each day to labs that have been approved and certified by both the EPA and DOH and EPA. Once the lab has validated those results, they're uploaded to a database that's shared by the Department of Health, EPA, and Navy, so everyone has access at the same time. The EPA, Navy, and Department of Health were not part of the collection or analyzation of those samples, so the results then get uploaded to the Safe Waters site once a month once they've been reviewed. So this is where our source water information is, and now we can see right here a link to our interactive results map. But I'm going to go back to our home page just so you can kind of navigate from the beginning on how to find other drinking water results. So if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see here Joint Base Pearl Harbor Hickam Drinking Water System results. How to access sampling results is a great tutorial if you'd like to watch something individually. But we have three ways. We've just looked at our Well Recovery and Water Resiliency page, so the water source results. Now I'm going to click into our interactive drinking water results map. And you'll see the third option here, which we'll look at in just a minute, our system zone map. All right, so we are on our drinking water monitoring dashboard with our interactive results map. And here, like I mentioned, we have our instructional video. I'm going to go ahead and close that out, but it's always a helpful tool if you need it. And this is our interactive map page. So we have a nice summary up here of the results. And this will update as you filter the results. So you'll see summaries of any of the filters that you put in place. And then here you're going to see all the dots of the locations that we've sampled for. And it will also narrow down as you use the filters. And here you're going to see a summary of the different locations and zones that were used for the sampling. And our filtering options are here. They're drop-down options that you can filter with. We have date range, we have the 2 years of LTM sampling, and then the 3rd year of extended drinking water monitoring sampling here as well. So you could even filter just to show one program or the other. And here in the middle are going to be the results of all of those sampling. So right now it's not filtered, so if you scrolled through, you'd be scrolling through all 18,040 samples, so it's a lot. Definitely good to use the filters. Now, a couple of other features that I like to highlight as you go through, so you see these highlighted areas. So this is highlighted in green as a detection, and that means an analyte was found at a concentration level below the lowest regulatory screening level. And those screening levels are set by the Department of Health and the EPA. So when it's green and it's a detection, it means, yes, it's there, but it's at levels within safe screening levels. And then we also have the highlight in yellow, where it's an exceedance, and that means that it's above that regulatory level. And we did have a few of these with various things that were found, which are pretty general for most water systems and usually had to do with maintenance issues in the home or building. And any exceedance that was found was responded to immediately. We had response plans laid out as part of both the LTM and EDWM that were coordinated with the Department of Health and EPA. So everyone was notified within 24 hours, and we responded and took all the recommended steps to clear those exceedances and investigate what may have caused it. So throughout all of the sampling, any time this was found, which was still rare, but any time this was found, we were able to respond and resolve that. Let's go ahead and use an address as an example to filter. So I'm going to just click on our menu here and select 10 Midway Drive. And then if I click out, it drops that menu down, so you can select other filtering options also. But I'm just going to leave it here to see the full summary first. And what you'll see is the date range is still listed with the full date range of sampling. So we were sampling from March 11th, 2022 through March 31st, 2025. And this sample found in the range of the EDWM sampling. So this was in 2024 to 2025. And the actual sampling date is listed here. So we collected the sample on February 12th, 2025. And then you'll see analyte name as this column here. And analyte means the things that we are analyzing for, so the list of things that we are analyzing for. And one cool feature, you can just hover over any of these and it will give you a definition of any of these. So great for a little explanation tool on what it is. So if we scroll through these results, and well, first I'll highlight there's nothing here. So there were no exceedances or anything from this house in this summary area. And then you can see it's just one sample location. Total samples collected in this location were 1. There were 42 things that we were looking for in this location, and there's nothing detected above the screening level. And you'll see our little dot right here on the map. And now as we scroll through, we'll see some of these green highlights, which means there was a detection, but it's not above any levels of concern. And this first detection is alkalinity, so we're checking the balance of the water. And then as we scroll through, we'll see a few other detections. We have copper detected, that's in our piping here for the water system. And we may typically see some low detections here, but again, all within those levels of safety. And then for this house, looks like we didn't have anything else detected. So that's just a quick overview of how to use our interactive map and the dashboard and how to look for summaries of information. Now I'll go ahead and remove this address and just kind of quickly show a couple of other options. So analyte name means you could select for any of the things that we're analyzing for. So if we were to click on one of these, it would just show where there were detections of these different analytes. So you can get a summary of those. It'll give a summary of any exceedances within any of these analytes, a total of all the samples with those analytes. So that way you can get summary information about specific things that we're looking for. You can also filter. What's helpful, I think, when you're looking at different analytes, what we're looking for is to choose a screening. And so you can choose, oh, I want to see all the detections of copper. And so you can check mark, I just want to see where there are detections. Or you can check mark, I just want to see where their exceedance is, or I just want to see where they weren't detected. So that really helps to kind of narrow things down and give you some good summary information. And then another really helpful tool is this date range. So you can filter and change that date range as needed. So if you want to do this on a monthly basis or something like that, it really helps. And then again, you can just click EDWM to get that 1 year of EDWM sampling, or LTM to get that 2 years of the LTM sampling. A couple of other fun things, we have the clear filters option, so you can just clear everything all at once if you have several filters in place. We have our more info tab here as well, just to get some more information. So hopefully this is helpful just on how to get information from our interactive map. Thanks for joining us on this week's episode of Let's Talk Red Hill. We'll have another episode with a part 2 coming next week, and we're going to go into more information about your drinking water sampling results with our system zone map.
Mahalo for listening to Let's Talk Red Hill. Stay tuned for our next episode, and be sure to subscribe to stay up to date. Be sure to download the mobile app by searching NCTF Red Hill in the Apple Store or Google Play.